Hey everyone, so this is the KQL Tutorial Series. We're going to be covering unions in this tutorial, and I've already pre-generated some sample data so that you can kind of follow along in the series, okay? So let's get started. What you want to do is you'll actually go down to the description, and I've already kind of made links, and go to example 1, and when you get there, you're going to access something like this. It's going to take you to a KQL Data Explorer where you can access my data set, okay? Now, you would need some kind of login with Azure, whether it's a personal login or an Azure login, but you need some kind of login so that you can then access this data set. But it's something that you can access after you log in. Once you access the data set, you're going to get a view like this. And let me explain. The first two lines, you don't really need to pay attention to, but I'll explain is it just presents the tables that we're going to query with union asterisk. Union asterisk is a wildcard that will query all the tables and bring it all together. So if I was to do computer logs and then hold shift and press enter, it would just only give me the computer logs, and it's case sensitive, guys. So make sure you have a capital L, hold shift, press enter, and you're just going to get the computer logs, and that's 100 records. If you were to do building access logs, okay, hold shift, press enter, you're getting the building access logs. Union star is going to bring it together. So a scenario that you will want to use is maybe you have logs in different source tables and you want to bring it all together because they have matching log column and you just want to see how they look, maybe from a time span perspective. Okay. So that's the first example. Let me explain the next example. So let me close this. Let me close this as well. Let me go to my next sample. So we're going to go example 2, guys. Again, it's in the description. Union asterisk logs. Now, what does that do? Well, asterisk is a wildcard. So if you were to add logs to the end, sort of what we call a suffix, then we want anything with the word logs at the end. Any table, we want to merge any tables with logs at the end. Okay, what that is. So let's try logs lowercase. That doesn't work. And we try uppercase log again with the L, and that works. Okay, so it's going to be case sensitive. Now let's go to the third example. Let me close this. We go to the third example. And this is a union query which directly specifies which table you want to query. Let's look at that one. But you're going to be specifying computer logs and building access logs, meaning you're specifying which table you want to merge. So you can directly specify the tables. An example of this, let's do another, let's copy the number 12. Let's paste another one. Let's call this building access logs 2. Okay. If you hold shift press enter, it's still 200 records, right? But building access 2 is actually available. If you're using the example we had in the first one and we do asterisk, union asterisk, which is wildcard, you get 300 results. Building access logs and building access logs 2 is duplicate logs of the same table. Okay. But we're only accessing it. We're accessing it. So you get 300 records. But if you specify directly, which is the other example, for the example 3, then you're only going to get the tables you specify. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next example, number 4. This union query specifies which tables you want to query as well. Oh, it's going to be a fuzzy logic. Okay. Let's look at that one. What does that look like? So here's a new method or parameter. It's called is fuzzy equals true, right? Then you specify computer logs, building access logs. You see random log and another log. Remember in the other example, the one prior, we specified the tables we wanted, but in this one, random log and another log really don't exist. So if you don't have is fuzzy true, what's going to happen? It's going to error, right? Like the last example. But if you don't want it to error, then there might be situations that you want to specify the table and it may or may not exist. It'll still work. It'll still merge it and just ignore the tables that it wasn't able to merge. That is fuzzy equals true. by default is fuzzy is false. Okay. Next example, number 5, union query with a where filter. Okay. Look at that. Union query with a where filter. So union asterisk, which is all tables, where asterisk means column. Okay. This right here, this asterisk here specifies that I want all these columns. Anything that contains synthetic in all these columns, right? I can also just put like the letter A, and then I'm getting more than I might want, right? You can maybe type in a username if you want to try it out, and now you're just getting the username. So that's just searching across all columns for that word, okay? Another thing you could do is you could just specify the column. So you can just say where username contains that word. That way, then if you say something like category, which is not, it doesn't match, then it doesn't work. So you can do asterisk and just search all the columns, or you can actually just specify the column directly. Okay. So the last example I have for unions is going to be a union query with the with source table. If you want to know which table it came from, include this with source equals source table. Okay, that will tell you which table it came from. So if we run it, we can have we now get a generated source table column, and it tells you which table it came from. It might be very helpful for you. Okay, kind equals inner mainly specifies only in the result only provide the columns that match on both tables. So log message, time generated, username, category, and source table matches. But if I do kind equals outer, then the door column that wasn't in the computer logs gets outputted. So if you want to get all the logs, all the columns, then put kind equals outer. And if you want to only get the columns that are matching, then you put kind equals inner. Okay. All right, guys, that's it for the KQL tutorial series. This is going to be going over unions again, and play around with the data set I gave you. Click on the examples and tutorial. Please click on like and subscribe, and click on the bell to be notified for future tutorials. And it lets me know that there's interest around here. All right, guys, stay safe and have a good day.